Bring them Yes. Thank you, guys. Welcome to Excellent Kids. Yes, today I'm doing it from my personal page, but it's still for our Excellent Kids and families. Welcome aboard. It's been a long time, and I'm so glad and I'm so excited to come your way today one more time. It's good to see you. It's been a while. Yes, but by God's grace, we are all doing very, very well. We are all doing very, very well. And I trust that you are doing well as well. For those of us in the UK, it was Mother's Day or Mothering Sunday yesterday. And wow, I'm so glad our kids spoiled us. Our husbands really went out there to show us love as mothers. And we are so grateful to every single one of you for your love and your kind words on Mother's Day. On behalf of all the excellent mothers out there, we say a big, big thank you. So if it's your first time of watching us, this is the Excellent Kids and Families, and we are here and supporting our beloved parents, supporting our community, our society to raise an excellent generation. Yes, and even to add to it an outstanding generation. It is only possible by the grace of God, definitely, and also by our investment in terms of our time, in terms of handing over all the experiences and the knowledge that we have been blessed with, and that is why we are here. And it's such a wonderful topic not to be missed. So please do let somebody know that we are live online. And if you are watching it later as well, by all means, comment, let us know that you've watched it. It's been a blessing to you. If there's any questions that you have at the end, you can by all means put it under the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you. I trust that you're all doing well, especially our beloved young people in the UK. So this will be your second week back at school, and I believe that by God's grace, you're all being kept well and strong, and you're excited to be back at school. So without wasting too much time, we're going to go into our lesson. These days, we try not to make it too long. We make it short and concise so that it will be like a bite size for our kids to be able to retain as much information as possible. So yes, thank you so much for all your support to date. It has been amazing. Yes, I posted earlier that thanks to my accountability coach, and there are so many of you out there always asking when am I coming live and telling us your feedback, your testimonials of how it's been a blessing watching us, and we are so humbled by all of your great feedback. We say thank you so much, and we believe that these lessons are seeds. They are like seeds. Every time we come, we are sowing them, and yes, we might not see it straight away. I know some of the lessons we will see an immediate change in our beloved young people, but some only time will tell. Within time, give it some time, we will begin to see the real fruit of all the seeds that we have been sowing. So welcome aboard. Let us know you are watching. Say hi, say hello, contribute as our topic today goes. Are you a consumer or are you a contributor? So do contribute, make a comment, add your reaction. Let us know that you are a contributor to our lessons, our videos, and not just watching it. So God richly bless you and keep you and protect your family as you continue to watch us every time. So today we are talking about, are you a consumer or a contributor? And most especially for our children, our young people, are we raising them to be contributors or are we raising them to be consumers? So we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. And at the end, our young people will begin to understand the difference, and they themselves will know that which one to choose. So I won't give it away yet. I believe that as they watch it, they'll make a decision in the end after we've laid down all the details in front of them. So a contributor, let us first of all talk about who is a contributor. Who is a contributor? So a contributor is the person who gives their time, their talents, their resources. So they give their time, their talent, their resources to help others, and often without expecting a return from them. So they go out all of their way to help other people just because they want to be a contributor to their life, not necessarily because the person is in a position that they're going to, reward them or give them back something. Or the consumer, on the other hand, as you probably have gathered, the opposite of the contributor. On the other hand, literally just take, and doesn't give anything back, or if even the person gives something back, is very, very little. Or when they even give back that little, in fact, they expect that return from the person immediately. It's like the person must pay them back for their contribution. And that is a consumer mindset. But today we are going to discuss both types of people, the consumer and the contributor, so we can see the difference. I have a story here that helps to make it much clearer of the difference between a consumer and the difference between the consumer versus the contributor. So there is this young boy who started secondary school, and his first day at secondary school, he found another boy sitting by himself at lunchtime. So the boy was sitting by himself, and this new boy called Alex noticed that the boy was alone, and he decided to go and join him and asked that if he could join him. So he accepted his request, and so he joined him, and they started a conversation, and that is how their friendship began, and they became very, very good friends. Now later, we get to know that the boy told so much positive things about Alex to his own mom, and told the mom such a great difference that Alex, oh my God. I do apologize for that. The phone battery died, so I'm going to start afresh. And yeah, so we are discussing consumer or contributor. Now, as we said, contributor is a person who gives their time, their talent, their resources, their skills to help others, to add value to other people's lives. And often they do this without any expectation of the person, paying them back in return. So they just contribute. They just like to help other people become a better version of themselves with their help. On the other hand, the consumers are the people that take, and never gives back. And if even they are going to, if even they give back, they give back with the motive or with the intention that they are going to also get they're also going to get something back in return from the person that they are helping. And as I said, I'll repeat this, a great example that we have here, because of the phone cutting off in the middle of the first, the cutting off earlier. So there's a boy called Alex. The boy started a new secondary school, and during lunchtime, he saw another boy on his own. So he decided to go and join the boy and to keep the boy company. So he asked the boy if he could join him, and the boy said, yes, you can. And they started conversation, and they became great friends. Since that time, now later on, it was told that the boy had said to her mom that Alex has made such a great positive difference in his life. So he was telling his mom how Alex has contributed so much to his life and even the lives of other people in their year group. So when you contribute or you help others, even without the intention of them noticing it or getting applaud for it, they will still notice it because they feel that positive difference that you have made in their lives or in their life. So that's the difference between a consumer and a contributor. So the consumer takes from others. Yes, they like to enjoy the benefits of others, but they themselves don't think to contribute or don't look for opportunity to add back to anybody. The contributor, on the other hand, always look for the opportunity to add value to others, to help others to become a better version of themselves. Now, later on, Alex said that one of the reasons why he was such a great contributor was because when he started secondary school, his mom told him something. His mom encouraged him to be a noticer and a builder of others. And I think that is such an important request from his mom. And it's so important for a young person, for a child, to be aware that they can be a noticer and a builder of others. And I believe that his mom's prep or his mom's prompt on these two key things helped him to notice the boy who was sitting alone at lunchtime, to approach him and to be a friend to this boy. So we can take this clue from Alex that in our lives, we can also be a noticer and a builder in other people's life just by looking around and seeing, how we can add value to other people, what is lacking in their lives. In the case of the boy was sitting alone, and Alex saw that the boy was lacking a friend. The boy was in need of company. So he decided to contribute, to be a contributor by approaching the boy, to engage him in a conversation, to bring him on board as a friend. and together they became great friends. So yes, being a contributor, yes, it's not always easy. I mean, let's face it, being a consumer is so much easier. When your food is prepared, for you, and your mother calls you to the dining table, it's so easy. You just sit down and you eat. Whereas if you are asked to prepare the meal yourself, to contribute in preparing it is going to be very difficult. So it is easier for us to be consumers than contributors. But when we are conscious about it, when we make that deliberate decision, when we are intentional and we think about becoming contributors, just the thought and the decision and the choice to be a contributor helps us to find opportunities to build others up, to find the right encouraging words to say to our peers that will help them in whatever situation that they might be going in at that time. So when we think about noticing others and finding ways to help them, that is the contributor mindset. When we have that on, it reminds us to help others. Whereas when we don't think of it deliberately, we will be on the other side of always, looking for ways that we can, be the consumer, ways that we can take without thinking of how we can also contribute. But we all have something to contribute on this earth, and that is the way I believe that God has created us. Because remember, in the beginning, in Genesis, God commanded man to go to multiply, to cultivate the earth. So we as humans, we all of us individually, we have something to offer. We have something to contribute to help build one another. So being a contributor requires us to show support, to give help, to be kind to others, regardless of what we will receive from them. Yes, as I said, this can be difficult at times, but when we put our mind to it, and especially as Christians, as we are commanded to do so, we have the power of God to help us to be the great contributors that we desire and we choose to become. Now, as a consumer, the consumer type of person, they get their rewards quickly. They are so impatient. So the consumer wants their return like here and now. And hence why when they are, helping others, or when they get the opportunity to help others, the first thing they are thinking of is, and what do I get in return? Whereas the contributor, they know something. One thing that they know is that whatever a person sows, they shall reap. And it is a fundamental law of the universe. And that is how God has created it, that whatever we do, whatever action that we take, there is a consequence, or there is a result out of the actions. So if somebody is contributing, it is said that they are sowing seeds. They are helping others, but what they probably don't realize is that in the long run, it will come back to them. Those contributions that they have been making will come back to them in the long run. And the beauty of it is that it comes back much more abundantly than what they have been putting in. So in the long run, it does pays to be a contributor. Whereas when you are a consumer, you will be, because you are even thinking of what you're going to get in advance. And if you miscalculate your return, guess what? You will hold yourself back and not contribute and not help others. And you miss out on the greater blessing that is ahead of you if you had contributed. Now, Philippians chapter 2, verse 4, the Bible tells us that let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. So as a contributor, we are not only looking out for our own interests, but we are looking out for what? The interest of others. So being a contributor is scriptural. And as Christians, when we contribute to others, when we become contributors, we are doing the will of God. And one of our famous verses as well in Matthew chapter 22, verse 39, it says what? Love your neighbor as yourself. So if we love our neighbor as ourselves, we are going to contribute. We are going to what? Help them as we would love to be helped. We will in advance go ahead to contribute, to build others up, to help others. So becoming a contributor carries in it a great reward. Now, let us look at the difference between a consumer and a contributor, or consumers and contributors. Consumers, the consumers, this is what, how they behave. They respect, yes, they respect and help others, but normally with the motive or with the intention of getting a return back from the person or getting noticed. So they don't do it out of love, they do it conditionally. Oh, you'll be my friend if you do this for me. You only be my friend if you allow me to do this. So there's always conditions attached to the consumer when they are contributing. And nobody wants that, I'm sure. Everybody loves a contributor, and a genuine one. Now, another thing about consumers is that they are less empathetic. So they have less empathy. They don't consider the other person's interest or needs, or their thoughts or their feelings or their emotions. They don't at all. In fact, they look for opportunity to use others. That's another thing about consumers. They look for opportunity to use others rather than looking for opportunity to what? To help others. Now, consumers tend to be selfish, only interested in themselves. They tend to be selfish, only interested in themselves. Yes, thank you so much. I have a comment here. We all have something to help build one another. Well done, guys. Well done, Emmanuel and Joel. Now, they only pay attention to those that they will get something from. They only get attention. They only, pay attention to those they will get something from. That's the consumer for you. And when they are even, doing activities or games or things that are, competition, their thought is that, oh, they want everybody to notice them. And that is their whole point. Whereas with on the contributor, when even in a competition environment, they look for opportunity to grow in that challenge with others. They also look for the opportunity to enjoy the games that they are even playing. And not so much like, oh, I want to bring the other person down so they will know that I am better than them. No, that is not the contributor's mindset. The contributor is respectful, yes, and very helpful. But like we said earlier, they do it out of love, unconditionally. They do it without, expecting the person to pay them back straight away, because they know that in the long run, their good deeds will bring to them greater rewards. It doesn't necessarily have to come from the person that they are helping. The consumers are also genuinely empathetic. They consider the other person's interests. They consider the other person's thoughts and feelings as well. They value people. Generally, they value people. They know the value of people. And that further motivates them to want to support them and help them to become the better version of themselves. Now, if you are asked to choose between a consumer or a contributor as a friend, which one would you choose? Now, I'm sure that many of you would choose a contributor. So exactly, one of the benefits of being a contributor, I know that most of you would choose a contributor. The great benefit of being a contributor is that it helps you to build strong and great lasting relationship with others, especially friendship. Like you would want a contributor to be your friend, the same way everybody wants a contributor to be their friend. And guess what? When two great contributors meet, a great friendship, a long-lasting friendship is born. And like I said, the contributor, their reward is what is termed as delayed gratification. Delayed gratification, which simply means that their patience serve them well in the long run. In the long run, they get much more than the consumer who thought they must receive their payback here and now if they are going to, help or build anything for anybody. Let's look at the ingredients required to make you a contributor. Now, this is very important, and I would love you to write it down. The ingredients that makes you a contributor, and we'll be bringing our session to a close after the list of these ingredients. Number one is humility. Having respect, deep respect for others. Not thinking of yourself like so highly over others, but seeing others as valued people, valuable people. So being humble is a great part of being a contributor. Having empathy, as we said earlier, is also required if you are going to be a contributor. And it simply means putting yourself in the other person's shoes. If you were the other person, would you need that help? Would you need that support? Sure. Now, the third one is being a noticer or a builder, noticing others around you, noticing what they need around you, and looking to be a builder, looking to help them. That is a requirement if you want to be a contributor. Now, another thing to consider if you desire to be a contributor, which I encourage all of our excelling kids to be contributors, is to take your chores, especially your home chores that you are given, your duties at home, your roles at home, see them as a way of contributing to your family. At school, there might be school roles that you can play. There might be, positions, or they might be advertising for people to volunteer to do things. That is your opportunity to be a contributor. Grab those opportunities and do them very, very well. Now, I think so far we have said about 4 ingredients. The fifth one is patience. We're going to need patience if you're going to be a contributor, because working with others, helping others is not always easy, but with patience, you are able to help them and you are able to understand them in order to contribute to their lives. Now, it takes courage. Yes, it takes courage. You need to be courageous to be a contributor. It takes courage, and these are such strong attributes to have that when you have them, it will make you what? Outstanding. And we know as you become outstanding, that is when you begin to attract all the blessings, all the rewards When people can trust you, when people, are looking for trustworthy people, it will be you that they will be looking for. So in your life, even as young as you are, you can be a contributor. And like with anything else, when you develop, when you develop the habit, when you develop the habit of becoming a contributor, it stays with you even to your adulthood, and it will go a long way to serve you very, very well. So cultivate this habit of being a contributor. Now, contribution is one of our basic human needs. We have 6 basic human needs, which we will talk about, in the future or in the near future. But contribution is the 6th one of our human needs. So when we contribute to our environment, when we contribute to our friends, when we contribute at school, when we contribute at home, when we contribute in society, when we think about the ways that we can make a difference, the ways that we can help out, guess what? We are even fulfilling our own human needs without even knowing. So we find that a lot of people get great joy and satisfaction from charity work, from giving, from donations that they make to various charities. And they themselves don't know why, but it's because it is a basic human need. It's a basic human need. So by us being contributors, we end up being fulfilled. We end up being satisfied. We end up feeling rewarded. And it's such a great joy to have, rather than being a consumer where your happiness will depend on others, will depend on what you're going to get from others. So when you don't get it, guess what? You end up disappointed. You end up unfulfilled. So my beloved children, being a contributor is the way to go. So from today, look for the opportunities. They are right around you. They are always there every day. The Lord gives us that opportunity to contribute to our environment, to contribute in our homes, to contribute at school, to contribute in our friendship. So every time you are with somebody, look around, have a think, and find what you can contribute to their life to make them a better person. And I believe that you will have great reward and fulfillment from it. So this is where we are going to end our session today. I believe you have been blessed. My prayer for you tonight, this morning, afternoon, wherever you find yourself, is that may the Lord help you, give you wisdom, give you the strength to be a great contributor. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank all our parents who have been supporting us, who have been cheering us on, engaging with your children. We are so grateful to have you on board. So may the Lord richly bless you and keep you and bless you. So we'll definitely come your way next week, God willing, Monday, 7 p.m. same time. If you joined us late, please do well to go back and rewatch it. And I believe that your beloved children will learn a lot from it. Also, leave us a comment, say hello, say hi, let us know that you watch us. Thank you so much and take care. Good night or good day wherever you are. Bye.